Hey guys, happy Friday.
Hi everyone.
Hey, welcome to our Friday Live here at Little Sprouts in the Hunter Valley. Today we want to talk to you about adrenal stress or fatigue. So there's many publications out there at the moment that are talking about this adrenal fatigue and burnout. So when we talk about this, it comes down to how we encounter stress in the world. So today we've got too much stress. It's a chronic stress. We've always got our work stresses, the physical stresses, our emotional stresses, and we're finding that we're burning out. So
yeah, we know it's all over the internet and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
People are
So
writing about everywhere,
a lot
stress
of
and tiredness.
So a lot of the symptoms that we see around this are the obvious fatigue, the tiredness, but we also see pain start coming in as well. And it suggests that
mental emotional fatigue, complain or two,
absolutely,
can't think clearly, foggy brain, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so it's suggesting that we're just pushing too much past our threshold. We're not keeping within our management at the moment. It's a condition that a lot of doctors now are dismissing because in the recent literature they haven't been able to pinpoint or reproduce the same issue over and over and over again. So they're just saying, it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
So this, in that respect that you're talking about, Dr. James, some of the research, they look at all the chemical pathways and the parts of the brain, and they can't quite come up with exactly the same thing on everyone with these conditions. And that's why at the moment they're saying that they can't really classify adrenal fatigue as a disease diagnosis.
Yeah, which is really interesting. And so knowing that there is so many parts of our body and our lives that it can affect, we need to be really careful when people do come out with some of these symptoms. We need to rule out lots of other underlying things that might be driving those symptoms and disorders in their body. So things like having hormonal imbalances. We need to look at kidney and liver function. We need to look at, again, if they are having chronic pain. We know that there's actually a lot of people that have low back pain and actually experience fatigue along with that as well. So we definitely need to rule out, again, heart conditions, a lot of other things in the body as well, autoimmune stuff in the body, to make sure that there is nothing else going on beneath the surface.
Yeah, so with all of this, and you get other people like this guy called Dr. James Wilson. He's got a PhD, so he's quite qualified to talk about some of these things. He talks about cortisol and the stress hormones and how amazing the intricate play of all our hormones is, especially the release of cortisol. Like the brain actually calculates every 3 to 6 seconds if we need more or less cortisol, which is incredible. I find that just phenomenal. Like every day your brain's processing what's going on in your body. So it's like an orchestrated, beautiful event. But where it breaks down is if we have stresses that are too intense or go for too long, or have too many things we're stressing about and we never turn off. So generally the system works really well until it's pushed to the brink like this. Now, it can recover if it's got the right amounts of nutrition, for example. That's one of the things it needs to recover. And if we have a look at that, in our industrialised society, there's intense amounts of stress these days, more than there ever has been ever before. And the other negative thing that we see with this is that food that we're eating now doesn't deliver the types of chemicals and nutrition and phytonutrients that we actually need to restore our adrenal function. There's a couple of reasons behind this. We spoke about this in blogs before, and one of them is in over farming of the land. So now there's less nutrition there, but also sometimes sprays and pesticides does a similar thing. So this Dr. James, he states that up to 67% of people in the population suffer from these symptoms, even though medically it's not really classified as a disease yet, which is a huge amount of people, 67%, massive.
Yeah, that is a huge amount, Dr. Jeremy. And so what we know that as incapacitating and debilitating that having that adrenal fatigue can be on our body, the good news is that when we go in and make some of these lifestyle modifications, it can actually have a really big effect on how we feel in range of all these symptoms. So, and again, lots of different doctors. Some doctors are really good at looking at your health holistically to make those modifications and really help. Here at Little Sprouts, we are all about looking at your health holistically as well. So we want to look and see where all the stress in your body is coming from and look at making different dietary recommendations or advising on things that we can help with our nutrition, with exercise, and also helping with your pain as well, because we know that these can all have a really big effect on how you feel in terms of your adrenals in your body.
Did you mention the mental emotional side of things?
No, I didn't.
it because there's a whole technique we do
Yeah.
to help manage that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Stress
helping
side of
relieve
things.
those mental and emotional stresses as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, working holistically, looking at all the little parts of what all this adrenal fatigue, even though we can't call this a diagnosis or a disease, we look at all the little parts that make up these symptoms and working on one by one, and we find that this really helps you guys manage these type of symptoms. So if you are feeling some
If you're feeling tired,
tiredness,
then comment down below if you want to find out more about adrenal fatigue and adrenal stress and how it might be affecting your body.
great guys. So comment tired below, and you'll get some more information.
No worries.
See
Thank
you
you
guys.
very much.